Hello, I'm Caleb. Here I'm going to show you how some of the functions and illusions work in this Haunted Mansion model I made. It took me about 4 or 5 months working on this on and off to complete it, but now it's finally ready, and I'm so excited to be able to show you how it works. So, let's get into it. Now the whole Pepper's Ghost illusion revolves around a pane of glass and light reflecting off of it, where you can see the scene through the glass, but also see the light bouncing off it and into your eyes, creating ghostly images. In the original ride, they have a huge pane of glass stretching from wall to wall, where it's really hard to see in the low light. This definitely is optimized in low light conditions, but here you can kind of see it work. If I turn on the motor, you can see the guys dancing around and doing things. I just took a pane of glass from an IKEA picture frame, and it worked pretty well. That's pretty much the only non-Lego element aside from lighting in here. Tried to keep it as purist as possible. Let me show you how it works a little better. Alright, after removing the top of the mansion here, you can better see how it works. Now you can physically see the pane of glass and the ghosts disappearing there. They're literally just reflections. Nothing more. Pretty crazy, right? I can stick my hand directly in, try to touch it. It's not there. The actual ghosts are right directly behind the pane of glass in the actual underneath of the ride. If I take off this panel, you get a better sense of what's going on under there. Pretty crazy. This doom buggy here moves around too, via a magnet pulling it underground. So you don't actually see any wheels or pushing of anything on the actual thing. But literally underneath it, there is a magnet. If I can get this plate up. There we go. Right there. Pulled along by Technic Track. Pretty cool. Yep, so that guy just sits right there and it gets pulled along. Alright, that's what it looks like underneath the facade. You can see the little magnet being pulled, ghosts being danced around, doing different things. All to get reflections over there. The wires for the lighting, all the gearing, yeah. Alright, here's a good example of the Pepper's Ghost effect. You've got a pane of glass, put a figure down. You can see the reflection right there in the glass. Now, if you cover your sight of the figure, but leave the sight of the reflection in the glass, it looks like there's a little figure behind there, when realistically, there isn't. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm doing over there. Imagineers who designed this are genius people. Let me show you just one more time how this works. So we got the ghosts down here, pane of glass. Ghosts are actually on the other side. There's nothing in this whole scene there. But then, it's perfectly hidden when a viewer looks at it front on by the railing on the top and the built-up section here where the doom buggy passes. If you get real close, you can kind of see the bottom there. Really tricky to get all the angles right and all the lights hidden. Really fun though. Alright. So the stretching room is lifted by the means of 4 linear actuators, all controlled by one motor there, a battery box, and a switch right there. The motor moves through a series of gears. This crank here, which pulls a rubber band and switches the switch when the rubber band gets too tight. This oscillating engine was first made by J.K. Brickworks, or Jason Elliman. I adapted it for my use here, and it worked quite well. Yeah, had to figure out gearing to get everything working nicely and add an extra rubber band to add tension on there to keep it from switching until it hit the top of the building right there. Yeah, works very well. And it just keeps going up and down until I turn off the battery box right here. Yeah. Well, I think those are the major functions for this model here. It turned out to be way bigger than I thought it would be. But I hope this inspires you to make something cool you see in the world around you. And for now, happy building.